welcome everyone to the Tier 1 stream for F1 2022. This is Season 3, Round 6. Here at Phoenix Sim Sport, we will be racing at Portugal for this, this afternoon, tonight's race. Couple things before we get into the one-shot qualifying. I'll get into it very quickly. This is our Portugal track, so we will have 11 laps of the sprint race and 33 laps of the race. It'll be interesting to see what our drivers can do. In fact, I believe sprint qualifying is just about to start, so just before sprint qualifying gets underway, I'd like to introduce my co-commentators Nadim and Joe. Welcome, guys. You excited for Tier 1 tonight?
Yeah, it's gonna be
Definitely.
epic.
It'll be an interesting one.
Certainly look forward to it. Actually, why do we have short qualifying? Nadim?
Wait, what?
It's short qualifying.
Oh, well.
All right, give us a moment as we will have a red flag now due to some settings issues. So we will be back in just a couple minutes. Sorry about this.
Totally.
Apologies, everyone, but we do have a red flag. So we are going to have to stop the race and get the lobby remade. Give us a moment and we will get this sorted for you. Let's get our Tier 1 drivers all in the right call. There we go, and we should have the lobby recreated very shortly, so apologies for that. We'll be underway very soon. That is the wrong screen. Enjoy the ripple effect made by our graphics designer, Lord Owl. Absolute legend. He's created all of our graphics works throughout the entire league, from our logos, server banners, this intro, and so much more. Absolute legend. But shouldn't be too long, hopefully. Lobby is just being remade now. Let's have that ripple effect stop. We will get back underway very shortly. Gotta love a nice handful of technical difficulties.
Yeah, lovely.
What we need to do for the stream, though. Alright, it looks as though we've got all of the settings now accurate and as it should be. So all of our drivers should be readying up very shortly and we can get underway with the race. Whilst we are waiting for everyone to ready up and get into the race, I'd like to remind you all we are affiliated with Rogue Energy. If you use code PHX at checkout, you get 10% off of your order. If only we could, force start the session, because now we've got to wait 15 seconds. No worries, Nadeem.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. And you know what the funniest thing is, right? I was thinking in my mind, and I was like, imagine I messed the lobby up. And I jinxed myself.
And you imagined it exactly so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny. It's like I was thinking like, what would I do if I did that something, if I messed up the lobby and it happened.
His first session, I forgot to check over the rules for tier 2. And when Pinax came out of the pits and immediately died, we realised that ABS was on. Turned off. So Pinax locked up coming out of the pits and went straight into the wall.
No. Yeah, it has to happen, but you'll still get the best commentary there is.
You gotta leave some space for me as well.
No, I'm the best.
Then again, it's tier 1.
Yeah.
I feel like with Marcus's Snatch currently taking up the lineup
Yeah.
for Aston Martin and both drivers attending the race today, I feel like Aston Martin might have themselves the potential for a race win in tier 2 and a race win in tier 1. It'll be very interesting to see. But who will it be? Will it be Rashford or Snatch coming out top, Nadim, as the team principal? From a team principal perspective, not as a commentator, who do you think is going to come out on top between the pair of them?
Ooh, as a team principal, I think it's gonna be Snatch. I think his practices more than Rashford, and I think he's gonna have more pace. Oh my god! Again with my voice cracks, it hasn't even started.
Already just coming down the main straight. I was going to say Snatch is in the lead, but he's not, actually.
But it's the main
SMH
straight,
in the lead.
so yeah.
Oh, Snatch is now in the
Sinead,
lead.
but Sinead.
It's good old jazz music.
But Sinead is still very fast, so don't put him out of the picture because he's still gonna be there. As Marcus is struggling. Marcus is struggling. But yeah.
That can go
Snatch.
off, and we don't need anything else. And there we go.
Snatch absolutely killing it.
God, the game feels really quiet when you're in the broadcast view.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. When you're in the.
But then obviously when you get straight on board, it's just deafening.
But Marcus did tell me he has no practice, so it is expected that he's a bit slower than usual. But Snatch, nevertheless, didn't expect anybody else to really.
By 4/10 as well, ahead of Sinead. That's something that I was not expecting.
Yeah, I mean, happy from a team principal point of view. Obviously, some interesting stuff with Marcus, only P4 and 1.
What's this accent you've got on?
I don't
You've
know,
put on some weird accent. It's really confusing me.
I don't know. I don't know. My mind, my body is dying.
Try not to have any more voice crack.
But if I put on my thing, how my voice cracks come out. But okay, I'll go back to this. Look, it's already voice. I can feel it.
Immediately.
Right.
Yodel.
Yodeling. Okay,
It is a
okay.
split personality. It clearly is a split personality for Nadim.
Look, guys, I can be.
We should have an
everything.
interview with you and your other self. That's what we need to do.
What will be my alternative?
Yeah, with your alternate Nadim.
Alternative. Nah. It really depends on who I'm speaking with. I would put on some weird accents when people are not speaking like fluently, you know? I just become like. Yeah. So I don't make it too complicated for them to.
Oh.
Mate, because I drank water, bro. Wait. No. What? I don't know what is water. Yes, I drank some water. What? He's taking the absolute mockery. What is Mark? I don't know. I I don't know. My drivers are not listening to anything when I'm saying. So. What?
Yeah, and he's just gone straight over the track and hit a sign.
This is not permitted for our drivers to do. You have to follow the race. You have to remain in the order that you have qualified in. So Marcus has to remain in 4th place. And unfortunately, we have had, as we see,
Oh,
okay, no,
and
those are some
donuts on the
beautiful
grid.
donuts though to warm up those
Why
rays.
is everybody
Everyone's doing
spinning?
donuts.
That I have to say, that is very
What are you
impressive to see.
watching?
But during the formation lap, you
But-
have to remain in the order you qualify, and it's very unfortunate to see that already 2 drivers have decided to break the rules
Yeah,
in their
and both
debut
Aston
race, their
drivers.
debut season with Aston Martin, I
And
believe.
another spin.
And another one. Oh, really? No, well,
All
Snatch
tier
already
1
did the
drivers
race.
decided to have a little
Spin
bit
around,
of
yeah.
fun on the line right there.
Yeah.
Right now, here's
Well,
the
that's
thing
good.
we want to see. We want to see who's going to get off the line first. Sinead with the medium tyres, which we've seen to have a great exit out of the pit
And
box.
here we
But the
go.
hards for Snatch, and here we go. Snatch does get away really well. Sinead are unable to catch to those hard compound tyres. Snatch keeping in the lead. Sinead going too wide into the first corner. Marcus going slightly wide off the track, but managed to keep it together. I believe Sinead remains in 2nd place. Marcus finds himself in 3rd side by side with Kudos into the 3rd corner. Let's go along with Kudos. Unfortunately falling slightly behind Marcus, now finds himself up a position. Slightly further back, Gorgo up a place, and Zoltz, crucially as well, up 2 places. With only 8 drivers on the grid, every driver will earn a point in this sprint qualifying. Sinead only requiring 3 or more points to win the championship. Provisional championship for Tier 1, because we still have to go through any possible penalty reviews, as it looks like
my God.
Marcus possibly
Marcus
having a terrible exit out of the corner.
struggling.
Kudos managed to capitalise that, crucially making that 3rd place manoeuvre, and now Gorgo just behind, reserving in for the McLaren driver. Maverick, unfortunately, not here for the Tier 1 race. He's trying to capitalise on that incident as well. Now finds himself down the inside. Unfortunately, an incident between the Aston Martin and the McLaren finds the McLaren driver now spun around. Now the order is back to what it was before. The top 4 drivers remain in their original positions. Snatch by just somehow, I cannot understand. Clearly, those donuts did him. Brought his tyres in perfectly, has managed to pull away half a second, now 6/10 to Sinead behind. That is impressive, and obviously with all the fighting for 3rd and 4th, sorry Nadeem, Kudus now finds himself 3.5 seconds behind Sinead, fighting and defending Marcus Rashford to try and claim that 3rd place.
I mean, maybe that rather new interesting line maybe also warmed his tires up.
Perhaps flying in the air somehow warmed it up.
Yeah, maybe, possibly. But nonetheless, the confidence...
The grass gives the extra grip, clearly.
Yes. But the confidence that this man has, Snatch, is just... you will not see many drivers like this with that much confidence. I mean, he was talking about how he has Jarno Opmir as his friend on the game, so realistically this man is absolutely brilliantly fast, first of all, but I mean still, Sinead is an exceptional driver and he's absolutely dominated this whole season. As you can see clearly there, getting
as Marcus coming down towards the line, he's 2/10 back from Kudos. DRS will not be enabled till the start of this lap, which has just happened. So he will have DRS on that 2nd straight. Will he be close enough, and will he have the pace enough to overtake the Ferrari driver and grab 3rd place, securing more points, potential points, for the Aston Martin team in the Constructors' Championship? Fortunately, not close enough, though, to make a move just yet.
As Kudos really goes wide there. Yeah, realistically now, this is only 8 people. Obviously, a low attendance, unfortunately, today. But my goodness, Rashford, Jesus, he just goes over the whole track there. But I think we're still going to have some interesting battles here. I'm looking forward to see the battle between Snatch and Sinead. Also, the midfield, interesting to see as we have, SMH, MSO, and, Borgo as well, who are all decently paced. Yeah, I think we can still have some interesting battles. Obviously, I think Shanae and Snatch are going to probably be the most interesting one because,
I mean, they're certainly pulling each other along now, 7
yeah.
seconds ahead of Kudos.
Yeah, I think also Marcus not on his prime game. You can definitely see he's struggling a lot. Obviously, probably the lack of practice, like he said. So definitely not giving him that extra performance that he usually does. But there has been a huge contact between SMH and Gorgo, as yeah, they both continue. But there was a double spin for both of them, and oh my goodness, they go really aggressive. SMH there, as MSOL has spun it around as well. Now coming into a very unusual section to spin it. So yeah, already popping. Oh my god,
As SMH goes off,
wow, that is
fortunately keeping
almost.
his car away from getting beached there in the gravel pit.
Yeah, that was really close. I don't know, he just completely lost the control of that car.
And to note now as well, coming around the 14th corner, we've got Marcus Rashford, currently 3/10 behind the Ferrari driver. He will have DRS, he will have ERS. Can he make the move into the first corner before the first corner even? He is that close to that gearbox. He is closing. DRS is already open. He's clearly got the pace. He'll have this move done well before the braking zone. And into third place, Marcus Rashford goes. Now 9.5 seconds ahead, or 10 seconds ahead of him, is his teammate Snatch, starting on the hard compound tyres, managing a miracle of a start, I have to say, to manage to get off of the line on the hard compound tyres and beat all of the medium runners behind him. And an impressive start indeed for him. Let's see if Marcus will be able to cut that time down, or will he spend more time defending the Ferrari driver behind him. Now, is Shanae still half a second behind? He will have DRS if he keeps it up into the 14th corner. Could we see a change in leadership? Could those mediums really work out for Shanae and score him those crucial points that he needs? He's currently got a 40-point gap to Kudos behind him. Requires, not 40, sorry, 50 points. And he requires 3 or more points. More points earned over Kudos to win the championship. So right now, even if Shanae comes out in second place, he comes out for the outside move. He does manage to take the lead of the race. Now whole 2 car lengths ahead. Shanae now leads the sprint race.
But there's been a contact between Kudos and Marcus.
Marcus now finds himself, unfortunately, sideways on the track, recovering slowly. I think he will pick up the pace more than comfortably before Gorgo even manages to capitalize on that spin. Very unfortunate to see Marcus having a spin. I without a doubt, I have a feeling that there'll be a report in Tier 1 for that incident. But so far now, we've got Shanae, a change in leader, takes the lead of the race. Crucially, needing that position, giving himself currently the final finishing positions, although this is only halfway into the sprint, is crucially 2 points ahead of his rival for the championship. And those 2 points means that if it continues at this pace, Shanae just has to score 1 point, even just 1 point, and he walks away with that championship in his pocket. Still 5 laps to go, so still lots to happen.
At this point, it's also these two up at the front, Snatch and Shanae, are just basically giving each other positions at this point, because realistically, Snatch is not going to back off and he's not going to lose instantly the pace. So it's about who has at the end more ERS and who's in the better position to make the overtake.
Indeed,
So
but I think the mediums are going to work far better than the hards in the latter part of the race. Snatch managed to make it work in this first half, but now in the second half, although those hards will be able to go a lot further, the mediums are going to be so much quicker. I think the advantage he has on the mediums is going to be outweigh the the hards by a country mile easily. What were you going to say?
But I also think, I mean, again, maybe a bit overconfident, thinking he can go on the hards and try something, but nevertheless, he's really doing an okay job considering he's on those hards. I mean, he is keeping in within the 1 second to Shinei, so I mean, as long as he does that, he's in a good position. But what I'm interested in to see is, but realistically here, the pace from these two is incredible compared to the rest of the grid. It looks like, because
You
yeah,
fastest lap? No.
as we have another spin, I think that is Zach Cardoso. Yeah, he's had
Fortunate.
that
Certainly a
spin
sprint
there.
race to forget, but still a point in the pocket for Mercedes is still crucial. Let's just have a look. Pardon me. Let's have a look at the standings. In fact, for Tier 1, Alpine are currently in the lead by 20 points to McLaren. And with only one McLaren reserve driver in today, Alpine won't win the Constructors this race, but will certainly continue to extend their lead, hopefully.
Yeah, that is certainly very interesting. Oh my god, does we see Gorgo going really wide there, but look at that. I'm quite surprised actually, because Marcus seems like I think lack of practice he's had, by the looks of it, he's really struggling. He's not pulling from Gorgo, but he is gaining on Kudos. But Gorgo looks to be very fast, and if Marcos if he makes any big mistakes, I mean, Gorgo is up for grabs here. Because once he gets that DRS, it's everything to play for, really. But also, one thing to mention, like, these guys in the top two are absolutely brilliant. Like, the pace they have is just insane. And we're going to have a big race ahead of us, because we could be seeing this for the whole duration of the race, and here we go now, only 3/10, so
We already
maybe
have a
now
pit stop gap between the race leader and Marcus Rashford.
that is crazy, really crazy. Oh, Marcus, 3 seconds, so he's gonna lose that position to Gorgo because of that 3 seconds. So he's been struggling quite a lot actually in this sprint. So yeah, he's gonna be looking to bounce back in the race, I imagine, obviously. Well, not the best one for himself.
Well, he's pulled
Obviously, he
out
has
nearly a second and a half now to the driver behind him. So Marcus could potentially pull out that time gap quick enough before the end of the race. We'll have to see. Now, as we see Shanae and Snatch come towards the line to finish the 9th lap, starting the second to last lap, lap 10. Snatch will have DRS.
and I think
Could
also
he? He's barreling down towards Shanae, but unfortunately not quick enough to make the move just yet, as Zachary is the second person to fall victim to the time penalties. Sorry, to the track limit time penalties.
I also think that Snatch is playing this tactical. He knows how important DRS is on the last lap, and I think he's gonna wait. Yeah, he does wait. Ooh, ooh,
As
that
Snatch gets a
was
3-second time penalty for having to avoid a collision with Shanae just ahead. That was
oh
very close.
yeah, that's an unfortunate time penalty there. I think obviously that is quite unfortunate, because now you're not gonna win the race, but could that potentially be removed? I'm not sure.
Probably not
Possibly, it
for
all
the
depends.
sprint.
But yeah, that's very unfortunate there. Has to take avoiding action. Looks like Shanae braked a bit earlier than Snatch expected, and he had to take evasive action there. Got a bit too close to the rear there, so yeah.
Snatch
But
now half a second back.
I think
3/10 back, he's got DRS. He's not deploying his ERS though. I think, yeah, he's holding back. He's doing exactly as what you said, and potentially knowing he's got the pace to overtake, he's going to wait for the perfect moment to overtake and not allow Shanae an opportunity to be able to make the switch back.
Yeah, and here we go. Now this is what we're talking about. Is he close enough? No, but yeah, it looks like Sinead is just about fast enough to hold on, but Zaccharoso there just doing some donuts for us.
Snatch
But
mounting the curb as well, mounting the yellow curb that really will throw your car.
But also, now Marcus is gonna get P4 because Gorgo also got a 3-second on the last lap. So, that is unfortunate.
Snatch
for him.
improving his previous best by 1/100th of a second. Really right up there on the gearbox of Sinead, but unfortunately I don't think he will quite have the pace to get an on-track victory from the sprint race. But now, as Sinead comes towards the line, Sinead will finish the sprint race, winning the sprint race, with Snatch just half a second behind him. But unfortunately, that 3-second time penalty will mean Snatch has no chance of winning that race, even if he got the overtake done. Kudos now 21.5 seconds behind, coming around the 14th corner. Securing himself the 3rd place, but now, with Kudos crossing the line, this confirms that Sinead, all he has to do to win the race is outscore Kudos by any number of points. He must outscore Kudos and he can walk away with the provisional championship title for Tier 1 Season 3. Season 3 Tier 1 is what I should have said.
Yeah, I mean, these two in front have mega pace. Just unbelievable. Just how well they drive, and you know, obviously that voice of action, but throughout the whole duration, they were so close within each other. And also, I think we're gonna have a great race on our hands now. Obviously, the strategy is gonna be big part into what these guys want to do. Obviously, we've seen the hard to soft, the soft to hard, medium to hard, hard medium. So there's a lot of strategies here, and I'm really interested to see in what these drivers go for. But also in the start, I think there are gonna be some very interesting stuff going on, maybe position changes, and yeah, I can't wait, guys.
Considering how Snatch started the race, I would not be surprised if he went for a very alternate strategy, perhaps starting like Dante did on the hards and making the one-stop really work and capitalize on the huge advantage he'll have on the softs at the end of the race.
Yeah, possibly.
Perhaps learn from the unfortunate mistake of his colleagues in Tier 2, but also learn from them in a crucial manner and be able to control the car really well and make that strategy really work for him. Now, as we wait for the race to start, let's just put that music back on because the game just does not offer any music to help, you know, block out that eerily silence waiting for players in between sessions. Though, of course, the game isn't designed for music, it's designed for racing, which even then, Cody's can't exactly do that right. Thank you, Cody's. You are so helpful. So, Nadim, now that we have a almost guaranteed winner, I'd like to think, for the championship, who do you think is going to come out on top in terms of 1, 2, and 3 for the race?
That's tough. Obviously, it's only in the start of a race, anything can happen. But if I would have to say on paper, I would probably go for Sinead, Snatch, and Marcus, realistically. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, that's just from a pace perspective, they look the fastest, really. So that would be my top 3.
Indeed,
A
and as
lot of
we,
variety on strategy here.
yeah, we've got 2
3
soft
hard
runners
runners,
at the back of the grid. Sorry, go on, Joe.
3 hard runners, 3 soft runners or medium runners and 2 soft.
Indeed, so we'll have, I think, a 2-stopper from Zach and Zolt, and then the 1-stoppers for the medium to hard or hard to mediums. And also to note that, unfortunately, again, Marcus Rashford not obeying the rules of the server. It is stated in the rulebook that all drivers must continue on their formation lap in the order that they qualified in, and it would appear as though my suspicions are right that 2 Aston Martins find themselves right next to one another, although there is due to be a Ferrari splitting them as Shanae now, as well as Snatch, decide to cross the line. Unfortunately, again, that will be a second penalty coming towards them on their license, and they will not be looking forward to that. Shanae, unfortunately, the penalty could be devastating for him if he does not manage to secure enough points in this race. Though, as mentioned in the sprint race, there are only 8 drivers today, as now we get to see the spectacular donuts. So points will be given to every driver. It's just a matter of who will outscore who to secure the championship or to potentially be back in the fight for it. And hopefully they don't do anything else that could jeopardize that championship win.
I'm just gonna mute for 2 seconds, guys.
No worries. So we now wait for the drivers to line up. Let's turn off that music and let's get ready to listen to the engine sounds of that Alpine. We now wait for the 5 red lights. Here we go. That's a long wait, and away we go. Here we go with the race. I've said here we go many times. Shanae gets a very good start. Snatch, unfortunately, does not get the start he was hoping for. 3 wide into the first corner between the Ferrari, McLaren, and Aston Martin. It looked like a collision between the Ferrari and the McLaren. Unfortunately, Kudos now going wide. Gorgo finds himself back into P4. Rashford now up into P3. Nice good look at the back there. AlphaTauri Zoltz finds himself getting round the Ferrari, fortunately, into that uphill corner. Now finds himself up into 5th place. Kudos looking to move down the inside, unfortunately cannot make it. Zach and SMH still fighting at the back. The soft tyres have managed to work quite well for Zoltz, and to my surprise, Rashford starting on the hard comber tyres manages to actually make it past the medium runners ahead of him. So he does capitalise quite well on the different strategy, alternate strategy he decides to go for. Now as we enter into the 3rd sector, all still very close with everyone. Very clean racing from everyone so far this lap. Now as we go into the 3rd sector, very quick last sector. You got that downhill right-hander to finish off the 3rd sector down towards the main straight. You go down a hill, up a hill, down the straight. DRS can be opened. It will not be activated till the end of the 2nd lap. So we still have another minute and a half before we see those rear wings open up. There's our strategies. You can do a 1-stop on the softs. It is possible. We saw Dante try and do that in Tier 2, and he almost pulled it off beautifully. Will we see potentially other drivers doing that again today now as Shanae and Snatch are pulling each other along? Rashford now 1.2 seconds behind the pair of them, whilst everyone else still remains within 1 second of each other. Practically, and very soon to be, a DRS train for all the drivers. But still a lot can happen now as we go into the middle sector. Rashford, crucially, we saw this in the sprint race again, has caught himself out with the 3-second time penalty. Now, he will start the race then on the back foot, having to push as much as he can and consistently create a 3-second time gap behind him. Otherwise, that 3-place time penalty will find himself demoted a position at the end of the race. It cannot be served in the pits. Only 5 or 10-second time penalties can be served in the pits. So he will have to wait before it gets removed to see his final result. That's further behind, I believe. Kudos has managed to get past Zoltz, unfortunately spinning coming out of the final corner. It is a very tough track. The front tyres do seem to get worn out a lot quicker. I know from my own experience, my tyres were 70% at the front, 50% at the rears before I had to pit, before I chose to pit. So the fronts do get worn out so much quicker than the rears, but the rears will get overheated a lot quicker, quite surprisingly. Now, as we go into the hairpin at the end of the first sector, into the second sector, Shanae and Snatch have got themselves almost a 3-second gap behind them to Marcus Rashford to split the top two to the rest of the grid. Kudos, fortunately, finds himself in 5th place. Snatch almost losing his back end coming out of that uphill right-hander, fortunately keeping it under control. Now it is down to who has got the pace. We've got Snatch 0.4 seconds behind. DRS is enabled. So will Snatch be able to keep his car as close as possible to the gearbox of the Alpine and make a move on this first lap with DRS enabled, or DRS activated, sorry? Or will this be a race of attrition? Who will be able to keep the car cleanly through the entire duration of this race, or throughout the entire duration of this first stint?
I think it's how we expected this to be. Shanae and Snatch just absolutely running away with this in just like a race of their own, basically.
As Gorgo manages to make a move on Marcus Rashford. What's
Wow,
happened
nice.
there? There was
Yeah,
nothing
because
on the
it's hard.
timing sheets to indicate they were possibly clear. Or maybe they were. I don't know. Rashford
think
coming
they
back
were.
at it though. He's got DRS on that second straight. He goes down the inside, manages to make the move very comfortably around that hairpin. Now finds himself back up into 3rd place. He's before we get back to Unidine, it almost seems like Rashford is really playing the ultimate team game in a way here, where now he's helping with creating that gap to the top 2 leaders, which is not going to help Kudos in any way with this championship fight. He has to score more points than Shanae, and right now, with Rashford in the position that he is stopping him from winning that championship.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, realistically, I feel like even though Rashford, is doing this the way he is, it's just pace-wise, I feel like still, even if Rashford loses the positions, I think they would be safe, especially Shanae and Snatch. They have so much more pace, and you can see that on the timing sheets. It's so fast, and I think Shanae, all he needs to do is just play calm and he will be good, and he will get enough points to win the championship. But it is with Grogo, who gets a 3-second time penalty, just like Marcos, who got another one. It is quite difficult, this track sometimes, especially track limits. Can get you at some points, but yeah, it's quite tough as we do have a change of position between SMH and MSO, who are fighting alone in the back for P7 and 8.
And
Quite a quiet, sorry, Darkness.
quiet race. I was about to say that as
Yeah.
well.
A lot of gaps between the drivers, and unfortunately, a lot of battles. But I still feel like it's still pretty decent. The race, you should have some close
down.
gaps. Yeah, that is. You need to be looking out for that because he's not coming up to. Oh my
As
god!
Shanae has a snap of oversteer coming out of the corner, Snatch now regains the lead of this race.
Wow. So Snatch now in the position P1, and yeah, Shanae very lucky there to come away on with no any
Unscathed.
damage. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
I got you back.
I don't have it in my vocabulary.
Okay, what was that? That you didn't need to make that fucking accent. Oh, apologies for my
Don't know.
language.
Darkness. Oh no.
We need a bleep machine.
For darkness only.
No, for all of us. For when our brains just go mush and we can't commentate, just bleep it all out. You don't hear us fail. As now, yeah, it is. I would have expected, although Tier 1 we have a lot of competitive drivers, we've got some incredibly quick drivers, as we can see now, 7 seconds dividing the top 2 from the rest of the pack, but I would have expected, with how competitive, how quick these drivers are, we would have had a much closer fight between all of them, not reach lap 7 and already be like, there isn't much to commentate. I say that as Kudos now finds himself half a second behind Grogu. Grogo.
Go. It's go. But I think, right, I mean, still decent because the gaps are close between P1 and 2, and then we have a battle for the podium position. So it's very nice. Oh my god, sorry.
Very nice.
Very nice. Grogo, my god, Grogo has spun. What's happened there? Must have been contact. There has been contact, I believe, between the Ferrari.
Here is though there is damage.
Ferrari driver and the McLaren driver. So that is very unfortunate. Oh my god, I think I'm having a deja vu moment.
Yeah, apologies for that, Darius. It's my bad.
You see, Darkness.
Momentary slip up. It's fine as we see Zolt's 3 cents back from the Alfa Romeo driver SMH. Are we going to see a potential change in position as it? I think SMH went a bit wide there, unfortunately, out of the exit of corner 12 and 13. Now into 14. Zoltz finds himself 4 tenths back, closing that gap down. Those softs are really working, but they are going to drop off a cliff very quickly, and he will have the DRS, but it's a matter of time now for when those softs will have to be pitted for the fresh tyres. Will he go for a one-stop and go for the hard compound tyres to the end of the race? We have seen it done by Dante. He went 23 laps on those hards before pitting, or will he go for a medium strategy?
Well, he can't do a medium strategy because that's how can he do medium?
Soft, medium.
Oh yeah, but that is quite a
It's quite a slow one, but it's probably it's a matter of, is he quick enough to make the medium work? He'll lose an extra 25 seconds.
Yeah, but I feel like he's gonna go for the safer option because, you know, doing a 2-stop, it's risky. It has its you know, I can't find the words for some reason, but it has its good and bad things, you know.
It's ups and downs.
Yes, there we go. Thank you for Darkness. Thank you for Darkness. Yeah, my English.
we're all struggling a bit today, unfortunately. Tier 2 had a lot of battles for us, and now with it not having a lot of battles, Zolt now is sick of those softs. That's it. Okay, now we're going to see, is he going to go for the hard compound tyres? I can only imagine. I think I agree with you. He's going to go for the safe option. But let's see. Those are mediums. He is committing to the 2-stop. He will be going soft, medium for this race.
Darkness, you're right at the end.
I was right. I agree.
Wow. I was right. I agree.
Now, the closest battle is again the top 2 contenders who find themselves 11 seconds back. Shanae 11 seconds from his championship contender, Kudos, sitting in 3rd place. This, I mean, I say this is going to be interesting. They've been snapped with 3 seconds.
Oh,
as I previously mentioned, 3 seconds cannot be served in the pits. That has to be served at the end of the race. That is going to be devastating for Snatcher if he cannot pull away by 3 seconds.
And I feel like that's going to be the story of today. I think he's just going to be stuck. They're going to be stuck between each other. and the penalties. Whoever has less penalties will win. Or
Could
it
possibly
could
make
be
it work with an undercut. Sorry to
yeah,
interrupt you.
possibly, but now it's go time. He needs to try and maybe push the tires, maybe push the pace a bit more, be more aggressive with his setup. So, oh, I have received a new invite on Steam.
And now it's lap 10. The hard compound tires, if I remember correctly, will last you around 18 laps before you start to really feel loss of grip. And the the mediums will go at about, I think it's 15 to 16 laps before you start to really significantly feel the loss of grip. So another 5 or 6 laps before we see potentially any drivers pitting for those tyres, as
Oh,
Rashford now
no.
receives a second 3-second time penalty, and Zach, who started on the softs, still has not pitted to get rid of those softs,
So
which is quite surprising.
he's probably doing the one stop. Because there is no point of going 9 laps and going on mediums, for me at least. So let's see. Yeah, he's now going to pits. Let's see what he does. I think it's gonna be hards. We're going to be mediums. Yeah, it
Nope,
is
the
hards.
hards.
So yeah, so it's one stop
Understandable change.
for
Very good stop.
Zaccadosto, and yeah, I think that's all he's gonna be doing today. Fortunately, I
Kudos
saw
now receives a 3-second time penalty. Now
Dorgo
Kudos
now
has got a
receives.
lot of work now to try and score more points ahead of Shanae for the championship fight.
I mean, it is.
As
Still
Snatch has a
everything.
snap of oversteer coming out of the 14th corner. Fortunately, managing to keep his car really well under control.
Shanae
And
has no DR.
unfortunately, Shanae
Shanae!
is no longer
DRS?
within DRS range.
Wow, and he's having to use to try and stick behind. Wow, Snatch just said, I have had enough. So guys, I have a different kind of question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What
ahead.
have you eaten today?
What was dinner?
Yeah, what was dinner?
Fish.
What was dinner?
Sunday dinner.
Fish.
Rashford unfortunately
Chicken.
disconnecting from the session as well. This is really not looking good for the Aston Martin team. Nadeem, as a team principal. No, I'm just kidding. There's still 21 laps left of this race. There's still plenty of time for Rashford to join back into the race until such time the AI will drive his car in 5th place. Although the AI is not
DMs.
the AI is not set to an extremely high level, so the AI will not be driving at the best pace compared to the actual drivers on the grid. So it will be a loss for Marcus Rashford if we cannot get him back into the lobby. F1 22, sorry, again at its finest with its connection troubles. Now, as we see, Snatch setting the fastest lap, a 120.3, but Shanae now has dropped out of that DRS range. So now our closest battle has become quiet, as Snatch now receives a 3-second time penalty. Snatch, that's his second penalty, isn't it? It is. Snatch now with a 6-second time penalty. Although I said 5 and 10, it has to be a 5-second time penalty, not 5 seconds of penalty to be served. So Snatch with 6 seconds. At this rate, Shanae has more or less got it in the bag. We'll have to see. He's got 20 laps remaining. What could happen?
What kind of fish, Darkness?
Salmon. Sorry, salmon.
No, it is pronounced.
I know it's salmon.
But it is salamon.
Salamon with carrots, parsnips, and broccoli.
But why you choose that?
There, because it was our Sunday planned meal.
I'm just joking. Do you want? I also
As SMH now pits, he's done with those soft compound tires. Finds himself. Was it him on the softs? Yeah, it was. He was on the soft compound tires. He now finds himself on the hard compound tires for 19 laps, which will most definitely work. Let's just see how he can capitalize on those on this better, well, I say better, the potentially better strategy compared to the other drivers ahead of him.
I've personally sent you my picture of what I had for dinner, and I must say, it really was good. But going away from dinner,
Gorgo as well now, the first one in the top 4 to pit. Gorgo onto, ow, I fell off my chair. That's the hard compound tyres.
Darkness, unbelievable.
Now, who in the top 4, or even better, the better question, not the top 4, but the top 2, Sinead or Snatch, who's going to be the first one in the next around 7 laps, pit first? Who's going to go for the medium tyres and go for the one stop on mediums, or will they go long and go 23 laps or more and finish on the soft compound tyres instead?
Now that is a quick
As
question.
Gorgo unfortunately comes out of the pits with
And he's
cold
retired.
tyres and finds himself into the wall coming out of, what is that, corner 3. Fortunately, he's lost the front left tyre of his car, and that is Gorgo out of the race. Very unfortunate to see now. As you see in the background, there is Zach and Zoltz coming around the final corners of Sector 1.
That is very important. And then McLaren, no points. No points.
And
for
there goes
McLaren.
Zach as well, managing to go down the inside and take the position from Zoltz as well.
Yeah, I think it's the other way around, but.
Or the other way around. Yeah, it was the other way around. Zoltz got ahead and then Zach fought back and got his position back.
Guys, we all love darkness, don't we? Wow, look at
I was
this.
waiting for Joe to chime in and say no.
No, but look at this. SMH has been lapped on lap 15 by Snatch and Sinead. Like, that is insane. That is
And
really,
Zoltz
oh
has
my
had a
God,
spinner as well. And will
he
now
cuts
find
across
himself
the-
lapped by the 2 drivers.
Goes on the track very, you know, that was
Dangerously
bad.
but fortunately ghosted.
Yeah. That could have been a lot worse than it actually was. It's been a really quiet race now. Except, unless we see something from the top 2, I don't think we're gonna see
Sinead,
anything.
currently the only driver, touch wood, the only driver, and will continue to be the only driver without penalty so far.
Yeah, that's really good. I mean, he's got the clean.
As Sinead has a snap of oversteer coming out of the 3rd corner.
Oh, kudos in the
Fortunate.
pits for new tires. You're gonna get rid of those mediums, and he's gonna go into the hard compound tires. So,
Very long
yeah.
stint for medium.
Yeah, very
15
long.
laps.
I mean, he probably wanted a bit more pace, but
Maybe.
realistically, here I mean,
Lap
really,
13-ish probably is the
yeah.
max I'd say push mediums to.
But he's in a position where he's got nothing to defend from. He's not even close to anybody as well. So he's just in a weird position where he can do basically anything with a strategy. He can go even for a pit again, and it won't be a problem. So he really is having a quiet race himself. Yeah, you can see just warming up the tires really, because he knows. But Sinead, I mean, Snatch has done incredible to now get the gap up. I wasn't expecting that. I felt like Sinead could maybe challenge him a bit more. I felt like he has the pace to do that, but maybe just Snatch decided, he needs to get out of that penalty area, so it's really tough for him. But nevertheless, I think it's been a decent race so far.
Been a decent but very quiet race. A lot
Yeah, very
quieter than
quiet.
I would have hoped. No safety car, no, we've disabled it for the entire duration of the F122 season. Sinead goes a bit wide there. We've tested it and we have a lot of bugs with the different safety car settings, and we've made the decision as FIA to ban it for the season. Of course, if Codemasters somehow manage to work on the safety car and make it a far more safer, far more stable system in the game, then we will reconsider using it. But for the time being, it will continue to be off for the duration of the season. As Shanae now goes into the pits, stopping just in time. Here we go. There goes SMH's and Zolt's unlapping themselves from Shanae. And there are the medium tyres. 15 laps on the medium tyres. They can last about 14 laps before you reach around the 40% or 50% mark. So they will be right on the cusp of crying for help towards the end of this race. But Shanae is someone to be careful with. He is very good at tyre management, as I've seen in other races. So it'll be interesting to see how he makes them work. Yeah. So basically, never. We're never going to have the safety car for F1 22.
Never, ever, ever.
Getting back to get sorry.
No, don't worry. We can sing. It is
Yeah.
not against the rules. Maybe copyright strike, but shine bright like a dime.
So now Snatch, he's got himself the 30-second time gap. That's or 28.3. That's 2.3 seconds ahead of the average pit stop at Portugal.
And
So the question is, can Shanae close that gap as Snatch puts in the fastest lap of a 20.188? Can Snatch close that gap down by 2.3 seconds? Or will Snatch continue to run away with that massive gap? Snatch does, of course, have the 6-second time penalty, so it'll be interesting to see if he manages to pull out the 6-second time gap, even after then having to pit as Marcus. Is that Marcus? Marcus going slowly. Unfortunately, he spun coming out of the corner.
No, that's Snatch. That was Snatch.
Was that Snatch? That was Snatch. Yeah, it was Snatch.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
SpaghettiOs.
And the same thing has happened to.
He's lost 3.5
Zolt.
seconds.
That is... Wow, that's weird.
So now, crucially, Shanae is within that 25-second mark required for when Snatch pits, for Shanae to possibly inherit the lead of this race again.
Is he gonna do what Dante did? I feel like it's gonna happen. Because at this point... Oh, this is gonna be really interesting. What is that? No, I think he's gonna pit. Yeah, he bids.
It's yeah.
Pit.
Does he stop in time? He does. Yeah. Perfect stop. Now, without doubt, he's going to go for those medium compound tyres. But going into the pits, he was 23.8 seconds ahead of the Alpine driver. Although that was a quick stop, I don't think it'll be quick enough, unfortunately. Shanae comes barreling down the main straight. Pit limiter will be off around about now to the floor with the throttle.
No, he gets it.
Oh no, he just about manages to keep the lead of the race. Shanae coming down the inside manages to sneak past very well. I say sneak past, but barrel past very well. Good lap indeed by Shanae. Of course, was helped hugely by the, I can only assume, snap of oversteer coming out of turn 5 there. That Snatch then lost 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for Snatch. I mean, now he's in a tough position. Those 6 seconds not helping him at all as well. So, yeah, I mean, quite tough. And on those really cold tires, not what he wanted, I would wonder.
Now the only driver to pit is Marcus Rashford with a 23-second gap behind him. Oh, sorry, not even 7.5-second gap behind him. Shanae has spun! Shanae has spun coming out of the final corner.
Oh, and he's lost so much time. Oh, this has costed him the victory here. This has cost him the victory. Could well have cost him now. Oh, ooh. This race went from nothing to extremely spicy. What has happened? Oh, that is so unfortunate. Shanae, I just seen it as well. Coming up to that last few, sector 3, right? Just, you can see that he just made a huge mistake.
As Zach as well, unfortunately,
Unbelievable.
comes spinning out of the 8th corner, I believe that is.
That is really unfortunate. And now he's gonna need to do a lot to get that P1. He's really in a big loss. A Snatch is just setting the fastest times. So I am interested to see if Shanae can bounce back and win this one. It would be very nice. It would be quite impressive actually. So, but even though that happens, he's
Oh,
still in a prime
massive
position to
oversteer.
win. Oh my God, Snatch does a 119.6 fastest lap of the race. But what I'm actually interested, oh, Shanae, he's still is not losing because he's in P2, Kudos is in P4, and realistically, he's still on to win the championship anyway. So yeah, I think he's not gonna be overly unhappy if he doesn't get a victory here. But yeah, very unfortunate as Snatch made a mistake himself, and then Shanae as well. Even though they were running perfectly, almost the whole race, you know, up until that point, Darkness and Joe. So I don't know. What do you think? The pressure maybe got to
The
them?
pressure must have been getting too high.
I
They've
think
been within a second for half of the race.
I don't think it
So
was the pressure. I think it was just a matter of when you're, especially considering he was about half a second ahead or a second ahead. Shanae, I think, if anything, probably pushed the rears too far. As I mentioned before, the rears heat up very quickly around this track. So I think, if anything, it would have potentially just been he pushed the car far too much and didn't give space for his rears to kind of cool down and be able to recuperate from the lap.
Yeah, and now Snatch is just running away. The speed that this man is going at, no way. Shanae just losing time compared to Snatch, and so yeah. Unfortunate turn of events. It was looking very good for him. Not gonna lie, it has to be said. But it is what it is at the end of the day. So
Still
unlucky.
10 laps to go, still plenty of opportunities for
Yeah,
where Snatch could potentially get himself another 3-second time penalty, or maybe even 2, or even just have another snap of oversteer. From a commentator's perspective, I would love to see them get closer and have better battles between the two of them, but also,
But
as a
this is
driver, I
amazing.
can understand, you just want to just focus on yourself. You don't really care about uh, penalties too much. You just want to make sure the car stays together.
And also, Snatch is putting some stellar laps. He's getting purple all the time in the last 3. And he goes
Oh my
again
god.
3 times in a row. He's beaten his time. So this man is just got some pace that you just can't describe, man. He's been absolutely pushing to the limits now. And yeah, I mean, definitely expected this trio to be on the podium. Not gonna lie, but Kudos is now approaching Marcus, and see Snatch even faster again. So I think he just needed a bit of that breathing space, and he's good. And I think that's exactly what happened with Shanae bouncing back from that spin. Is always gonna be tough, but definitely felt it as well. Now Kudos does overtake Marcus, and is in P3. So maybe if Shanae crashes completely, something which I don't think is going to happen, but, well, is a possibility, but, you
Marcus
know,
Rashford finds himself half a second behind Kudos.
yeah, he
I
might
think Marcus
try.
Rashford is still a ghost. I don't think that's him racing.
He told me he's getting in and then he's leaving. He's like trying to get into the lobby. He's messaging me like 10,000 of times.
I haven't seen
So,
him join back, so unfortunately, Although he may be in 4th place, his AI will be disqualified from the
my
race, and there
God.
won't be any more points earned for the Aston Martin team.
Oh my God, that just put another fastest lap. My God, where is this coming from? I can't
Let's
believe.
have a live interview with you as a team principal for Aston Martin. You must be absolutely thrilled with your choice of drivers for your Tier 1 lineup.
I mean, I'm absolutely thrilled. I think Snatch. I mean, you can't ask for more, man. He's going 1/10 faster again. I mean, it's been a turnaround. This season's been tough for us, especially through the midway of the season. But now things have just basically been put to place. It's just been a complete turnaround for both tiers, and I cannot be more happier as from a team principal side. So I'm just hoping this continues, and we will see in the next season what happens, and yeah, we'll see. But for now, it's quite good to see the Aston Martin back on top. Oh my
Indeed.
God, look at this! Look at Snatchies. I think he's gonna go for another one. I think this might be 5 in
This
a
is
row for the
Australia.
fast lap.
This is just Australia from last season. Leclerc going, can I go for another
Oh
one?
my God,
2.5 tenths
18.5.
improvement. Oh my.
What is going
You
on?
have
And
an
I think he's.
incredible lineup.
I
How much
mean,
do I need to pay to poach those drivers from you?
name a price and we'll talk.
2,000 V-Bucks.
A pound. You know what? I'll take 2,000 V-Bucks. I will take 2,000 V-Bucks.
Alright, you heard it here, folks. Aston Martin drivers have now been poached. They will be racing for Ferrari next season, I hope. I wish.
Well, I mean, I haven't got contracts for them for next season, so I'm just saying.
We will see.
We'll see though, but good luck managing them. Good luck. Good luck, man.
Gonna be fast, but they're
But
very
also,
uncontrollable.
Zolt's now
even though
doing
this
his second stop. He's now going to finish on the softs.
guy,
Could he, the question, sorry to cut you off
yeah,
there, but could he
yeah,
potentially pull off one hell of a miracle and set a new fastest lap?
no, there is no chance. There is like 1 in a million at this.
There's
point.
dreaming and then there's
I'm,
that.
yeah, I mean, Snatch is a beast, and Emsold is unfortunately, I mean, I'm sorry to say, but he's just not really that quick. You can see he's struggling with the track, obviously, but I mean, realistically, I
Still
don't think
braver than all
he's
of
gonna be
us to
able
be
to.
racing in Tier 1, though. Kudos to, I say
Yeah, he's
kudos. Not, you mean, you know what I mean
yeah.
when I say kudos, but
Uh,
kudos to Zoltz for actually, as Sinead gets a 3-second time penalty. Sinead, who was
yeah,
the
From bad
only
to
driver to
worse.
not get a penalty, now gets a penalty.
yeah. You can see, yeah, he knows it's he needs to push more, and you can see Snatch is just absolutely
But
dominating
here's the
this one. And
difference. Sinead has a 30-second time gap to Kudos behind him, so if he really wanted to, I mean, it would be far too risky to do it. He could pit for
but if he
softs.
does it, then wouldn't Snatch just respond?
Snatch would respond.
Realistically, yeah. Because if the only way he can do it is if he does it on the
But the
last
extra
lap,
point
right?
doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't really,
For Sinead, it
because he's
doesn't
gonna win the
matter.
champ. For Sinead, it doesn't matter, but for Snatch, maybe, I don't know. But I mean, he's gonna win the championship anyway. So, but also, let's not question this, but I don't think this is gonna be the only penalties they're getting. Because the formation map incident, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a lot of discussion about that, I think. So, no, I'm not gonna be overly
two safety lap
confident
formation lap.
saying, that's this incident by itself. But yeah. Oh, the Marcus Rashford AI does bid finally, after 27 laps, 27, to win any of the softs. Maybe, maybe he can, maybe he can get a fastest lap. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
gotta
that's
say,
right.
Match does aggressively attack this yellow curb on the inside here. You watch his point
He
of view, he
does.
aggressively attacks it, which is quite surprising. He doesn't actually lose control of his car, to be honest.
Yeah, it's. Man,
Pretty
he has
impressive.
Yarno Opmir in his friend list. Of course he doesn't. Well, apparently, but. No, I think he actually does. Not even joking wise, which is crazy. I would sell all of my V-Bucks to be friends with.
Oh, no.
As soon as we said something about the yellow curves, he makes a mistake. That is crazy. The commentator's curse is coming alive.
Yep.
Darkness,
Not that it really matters, you know, 13-second gap behind.
how do you feel about sushi?
Ew, fish.
And now that, ladies and gentlemen, is an opinion of a
Sushi
very
is
good
by
man.
far my favorite food.
Sushi,
Ew,
really?
fish.
I mean, I'm not like a big fan of sushi, but I mean, still.
Snatch for DRS coming down the main straight, lapping his teammate. Could he be on for a new fastest lap with his teammate ahead of him into the second DRS zone? Potentially. Does he have DRS? No, he doesn't into the second DRS zone. But he does improve.
Fastest first sector again.
Oh
This
my
is just
gosh.
Leclerc at Australia over again.
Oh my god, he's doing fastest lap again. What am I watching? Oh, this is impressive. It's like Dante in
Madman.
Tier 2.
You're
Man, this
watching a
is
master
quite-
at work.
So I'm Anything I can do better. That type of stuff. But he's just doing it with himself. He's just doing it with himself. Anything I can do even better.
Again.
Again, and again, and again. Here we go. Is he gonna go and do it?
Ooh, unfortunately not.
Obviously, with context, ladies and gentlemen.
Of course.
Of course. That was so. The way you said that is just so funny. It's just, of course. This is the most calming
This
way
is the thing, we're
possible.
losing our minds. There's like there's so little to talk about because the race is just stale now. There's like 13 seconds or more not penalties, time gap between every driver. That's it. This is the order unless they make more mistakes with penalties or more
Guys.
mistakes with spinning.
We're losing our minds now because we're just.
It's just such
don't
a
know what we're
stale
talking
race
about.
now.
Yeah. Guys, I have a great question. Lewis Hamilton or Michael Schumacher?
Lewis Hamilton,
Ooh.
much cleaner driver.
I gotta say Schumacher.
I was gonna say Sebastian Vettel.
Good choice.
Of course.
No, because he was an Aston Martin driver.
Excuse me?
You heard.
He would.
No, my favorite driver of all time is Nikita Mazepin.
Get out.
That man is the best driver
Get
there
out.
was.
The GOAT.
He's the GOAT of F1.
It's
and if anybody says
Goatifi.
otherwise-
Goatifi is the GOAT.
Well, if we compare
No.
the two, it would be a very nice battle. Well, technically it wouldn't. Goatifi has points.
Sinead Pitts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does it. He has done it. He has done it. So, he's gonna take the fastest lap. By far.
Potentially.
Well, unless he spins. It's most likely gonna be the fastest
Most
lap.
likely he'll walk away with it.
Yes. Yes, yes. Although Snatch can maybe pit. No, he can't. Cannot pit. I can keep it. I can keep it. I can keep it.
You're okay. I think you've properly lost your
No,
mind now.
no, I'm
So if we have a look at the
losing. I'm losing.
penalties,
I'm
we've got Zach
dehydrated.
with the most penalties, but no penalties can actually affect the position of any driver.
Oh, well, I know what I can do. Well, we're coming up to the last lap. We're gonna have to do my poetry.
No, you ain't doing the poetry. I'm doing the
Oh, wait.
poetry.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
And it ain't going to
Darkness
be
can do
poetry. It's just going to be me shouting at my monitor for Shanae.
Just,
Also, I gotta
you're,
say the
you're
report.
just neighbors thinking like, what the hell is going on there?
What are you going to say, Joe?
The report yesterday that you posted with the me going meow in the background was spot on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Report of the season.
Yeah.
have you heard about Rogue Energy?
Not again.
You can
Will we
get
stop these?
10% off on your next order, guys.
This is like a
You know what
forced ad
10%
roll. Like, you can't even remove it. You can't skip it.
Oh, Snatch almost loses up the hill.
I mean, who doesn't like Rogue Energy, am I right?
In fact, I say no penalty is going to change the position, the order of the drivers. Zach has 18 seconds now.
Oh my
So
god.
Zoltz is going to find
Oh,
himself
no,
up into
no.
6th place.
Oh, he gets another
Zach with another 5
5
seconds for
one.
speeding in the pit lane. Shanae with the
Pit
fastest
lane?
first sector. Zach's in the pits.
Snatch is just drifting, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's gonna come.
tires are gone.
And he wins the Portuguese Grand.
He's going to do donuts right at the line, isn't he?
These tires are gone, Bonner.
The planner, my tires are gone.
Shanae, now let's see. Can he steal the fast lap? He definitely is the driver to steal it. If anyone can do it, it's going to be Shanae. He's got the
Oh
fastest
my
middle
God,
sector. He's got a 1 second improvement of his previous best time. Coming around the 13th corner now, approaching into the 14th corner. A very quick, slow and then quick downhill right-hander.
Yes, it is.
Very careful on the rear tyres. You can spin from that corner. Now rounding the final corner towards the hill, up to the line. Shanae with the fastest lap. He wins F1 2022 Season 3 Tier 1 Championship. That's a really long title. We just changed that. We have really got to change the title of that title.
Title of that title. Ah, lovely.
Yes, lovely. Now, as kudos, the contender for second place unfortunately does not score enough points, does not outscore Shanae to win the championship.
But should we change the title of the title that needs to be changed?
To be the title changer.
Of the title. That can
To
win a
have the
title.
title changed, yeah.
We just need to. We've rocked.
should have
Can
a
we have
title
interviews
for the
now,
longest
please?
title.
Yeah.
I want interviews.
I will be asking our drivers what they had for breakfast.
For God's sake.
We have probably lost the plot. Thank you for everyone.
Thank you for everyone.
We can have a quick shout out of our sponsors, please. We do not have yet. I'm just realized I'm probably losing my mind.
Right, okay, let's just see the results and let's have the winner or driver championship, Shanae, get in the waiting room so we can finally have an
Why am I
interview and start losing our minds. That was
I thought it was gonna
Ah.
stop it.
that was a long hour and 20 minutes.
Jeez.
It has to be one of my.
Hi.
Oh.
Gotta love the banter between all of us.
I'm gonna lose it, man.
There we go.
Oh.
Every driver scoring a point, but crucially, Shanae, 6 points. He only needed 3 points to win the championship, and he wins with 6 points.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get them in here for an interview.
Imagine they just don't want to do one.
They listen to the stream, they're just like, no.
Well, we don't have kudos. I can't see him. Guys, this is exciting stuff, man. This is only the beginning. I mean, what? No, this is.
Should we get our race winner in here? Snatch.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. The man, the myth, the legend.
It's not his debut race with Phoenix, is he? For tier one though.
No. He did one last
Well,
week.
let's get him in here. If my Discord will allow me to react, but that's with the game frozen in the background.
You want me to move?
There we go, Shanae. Welcome to the commentators box. Well
Shanae?
done with that race
That's not
win. You
Shanae.
had
Who's
some.
Shanae?
Not Shanae, Snatch, you had some insane pace. You went for the hard compound tyres in the sprint race and managed to get a far better start than other drivers around you with the mediums. How was that race for you?
I mean, sprint wasn't really ideal because of the halts, but the race was okay. I mean, pace wasn't ideal either, but yeah. To be fair, Shiny saved me because of his spin, but yeah. Was a nice race, to be fair.
Scoring a lot of points for you and your new team, Aston Martin. This is your, second race, if I remember correctly, with Aston Martin?
Yeah.
So, congrats with that race win. Are you looking forward to Jeddah next week? Do you think that's going to be another race win for Aston Martin?
I don't know. Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's good. On the side of caution, in case you don't win, that's good driving. Good driver's etiquette. Good driver's etiquette. Thinking the competition is equal. That's very good. Well, thank you for joining us. Let's.
Yeah. Thank you.
My game is frozen again. Thank you. Let's get our second place winner, but championship winner, Shanae. You are the tier 1 champion. How is that race for you? How do you feel?
Let's go!
Absolute go. How was that race for you, mate?
I unfortunately spun, but it was a very good battle with Snatch. We had very similar pace, but yeah, he's just the GOAT, you know? Like, I'm very happy to compete with him. So, yeah, it was a good race.
You only needed 2 points, and you decided to then pit on the last lap for the fastest lap, just to take the fastest lap. Just to score that extra point when you don't even need it. I mean, you're not wrong. Why not? You've already got the championship in your. I say in the bag. There are still potential penalties, and there is constructors. Yeah, there are still potential penalties. We'll have to wait for the Wednesday announcement for the tier 1 and tier 2 winners. You looking forward to Jeddah next week? Do you think that could be a potential race victory?
Yeah, I won't be here next week, so no racing for me.
Well, hopefully your teammate Gustav W will be around. Alpine can still score good points and hopefully continue to extend their lead over McLaren in the constructors.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Well, thank you for joining us, Shanae. Thank you for racing today. We will miss you next week, but hopefully you'll be around for the season finale at Suzuka.
Yeah, I hope so. Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. Nadim, do you have any questions for our champion?
No, just want to say congratulations to getting it. Very well driven.
We are the champions.
Not wrong. You deserve this victory, mate. Well done.
Thanks, man.
And with that concludes all of the streams for tonight and all of the streams for round 6 at Portugal. Now we've got Jeddah next, and I have no doubt with the weather being announced tomorrow, it will be dry weather. It's Jeddah. It's in the middle of a desert, so...
I hope it rains.
Definitely didn't expect it. Yeah.
But, yeah. Well, thank you, Nadim. Thank you, Joe, for joining me on that very interesting race. Yep. Definitely did not lose our minds at the end of the race there.
Yep. Happy to be here, as always.
Until next time, we will catch you guys next week.
Bye.